Squatters are ruining neighborhoods. When the justice system tells you it's going to take 6 months to remove a squatter, well, then street justice starts to come into play. Meet the squatter king.
So the highest level we ever had, it was like a level 6 out DC. That's when all 50 of us go out there and just a bunch of craziness go on. Why am I paying rent? Why are you paying your bills, mortgage? Why are we paying bills if we can just go take a house?
Mikey says his base charges start at $2,000 to remove squatters with his team. He calls a wolf pack.
It goes up in levels. That's a level 1.
Yeah.
So the highest level we ever had, it was like a level 6 out DC. That's when all 50 of us go out there and just a bunch of craziness go on.
All right, so imagine buying a home, leaving for a few weeks, coming back and finding total strangers occupying your property. You call the police and they say, well, this is a civil matter. We can't do anything about it. That's what happened to this guy.
The professor took this photo of the squatter with a distinct neck tattoo in his garage. After nearly 2 months of daily efforts, the squatters abruptly left this past weekend. We're here at the professor's house getting a first look inside after the squatters left days ago. Contractors are here trying to repair the place and some of the damage that the squatters left. Crossing into the first room, we see apparent signs of things that they left behind. Inside, the consequences of squatting were immediately seen.
My goodness.
A collapsed ceiling. Contractors say they trace it to a clogged third floor toilet, water cascading through 3 levels into the basement. As we climb the stairs, we look around and we see room by room items left behind by the alleged squatters. In one room, we see used baby diapers still sitting here left behind, while just next door, we see bottles and drug paraphernalia. In another room, a table smeared with what appears and smells like feces. The substance soaked into the walls and carpet, a strong odor of urine.
Look, property rights in America, they're under direct attack from these squatting incidents. In the courts, they're backed up for months. The laws seem to be heavily tilted toward these intruders, and hardworking, tax-paying, law-abiding property owners such as yourself are left holding the bag. But look, the market seems to be starting to create a solution. Okay, now, I will be the first to say the legal route is the best route. It is also true that the legal route is, look, the wheels of justice grind very slowly. So while you're paying a mortgage for a property that some squatter is living in, you're losing equity, all right? You're losing rent. They're damaging the property. And the wheels of justice are grinding slowly, but they are grinding nonetheless. And one attorney wants to do something pretty inventive with the law. They want to take it to the social media platforms that help facilitate these squatter networks. And I think that is a darned good idea.
Well, a local lawyer tells WJZ he's now going after Google and Meta, which collectively also own YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, for allegedly allowing scammers to advertise illegal businesses. Barry Glazer filed a class action lawsuit accusing those companies of allowing people to advertise so-called squatter homes, where people break into vacant homes, change the locks, and then charge people money to move in. The lawsuit says the legal homeowners then face a lot of delays and legal red tape to get those tenants out. Glazer tells us in some cases the tenants may not even know what's going on.
Sometimes people think that they're really renting a legitimate property. But then when you go to try to get them out, it's like a major, major issue. And it takes forever. It costs a lot of money. The time involved, so it gets expensive. If they listen to the ad, they know it was fraudulent, and they should be able to find fraudulent ads anyway. They're so good with technology.
He's absolutely right. All right. So, and look, this guy Glazer, he is an eccentric character, but he is a skilled lawyer. All right. Very successful lawyer here in the Baltimore area.
The lawsuit's asking for damages, restitution, and for the court to order these platforms to ban those ads.
Absolutely. I think that is a phenomenal idea. one that needs to be implemented ASAP. Now, there are folk out there who, they're not taking this stuff lying down, and they might not have the money for a lawyer. They don't have the time to wait around for the law to act. So let's find out how Baltimoreans are saying, you know what? You ain't got to go home. This is not your home, but you have to get the hell up out of here.
That we bought months ago. The guy knows he had to get out. He's not gotten out still, and it's just becoming a fucking pain in the ass. Like, life isn't free.
Not like the police.
You already came here and talked to me about that.
Yeah, well, I'm the owner now, so I'm talking to you.
Well, who was the other guy that came in here and talked to me?
We sent a couple guys by. At the end of the day, like, your time's expiring here. Like, we're going to start taking doors and windows off. You could try to stay here and be stubborn about it, but my guys are going to come start doing work.
I need time to find somewhere to go, man, to get out of here. I got all my furniture and shit in here.
Right now, you don't have a lease. You've been living here. I mean, we've been pretty patient. We've been waiting about 3 months now at this point, maybe more. We have a business to run.
He just gave his house up around March.
Right, and it's July. Yeah, it's 4 months. I could get you a motel between a week and 2 weeks, and I can get your stuff put in storage. That's as much as I'm willing to do.
That'll be fine. All
So
right.
Friday, we're going to pick up your stuff. We're going to put it in a storage unit. We got a deal?
That. Yeah.
All right, if you don't stick to this deal, guys are going to come, remove doors and windows, and start demoing the house.
As long as you do that, then I'm fine with it.
Okay, so I think this investor went above and beyond. Okay, saying, hey, we're going to put your stuff in storage. We'll put you up in a motel for a week. That was very magnanimous of him. Totally something that he did not have to offer, but he did. All right. Now, there's a more assertive approach, though, that we're going to have to move into, because this is Baltimore. And sometimes the good people of Baltimore, they only understand one language. And this next guy, he speaks that language fluently.
So they're not multimillionaires per se just because they have a rental property.
So I see that she left underwear,
All
clothing?
type of stuff. Now I'm gonna be honest.
And this is the bed that she left.
Yeah, they had plugged up like this, I guess.
Oh my God. It just reeks of urine. Oh God. And she just left drugs, just tons of drug usage. Oh my gosh.
The vanity, covered in apparent used needles and heroin capsules mixed with human bile, is too graphic to show on television.
And now I gotta get I forget the name of
Gotta
the
get a
company.
hazmat.
But I'm gonna have to call some people in here that specialize in touching a lot of this stuff.
Similar to our shock, Bobby's played out live on his Instagram the night he discovered the suspected squatter.
You got the bed set up? Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
The other girls.
Come on, let's go. I don't give a about no other girls, no none of that. Let's go right now.
Okay.
Come on.
Can I sit in the back?
I'm not trying to hear none of that. Let's go. Got lights set up on the bed and let's go.
So
All right, so he took a very direct approach, putting them out of the property. Now, listen, I'm not advocating anything here, all right, because I'm not coming to bail you out, but I definitely understand. Now, look, let's look at this last case with this guy, he's turned getting rid of these squatters into a business. This is a genius that we're about to see.
Me and my wolves, we go above and beyond to get these houses back.
Sanchez, DeAndre Lewis, or Mikey to everyone else,
They're in here all day.
is a contractor based in Maryland, but with a little bit of a twist.
I started 6 years ago when I first came home from prison in a hotel room, homeless. And from there, I had to sell drugs. I sold drugs and I bought a pickup truck and stopped selling drugs and started doing trash.
As the father of a 5-year-old daughter, Mikey says he's determined to leave the hustle of Baltimore street life behind. As his business continues to expand, one of the services he offers is something he calls Squatter King removal.
The first year I did probably 100,000 on my pickup truck. I didn't touch no drugs no more. From there, people start calling me for demos, evictions, and all this other stuff. And 6 years later, you got this. Taking the doors, taking the windows.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Police said we can't remove somebody, so lawfully, the only thing we could do is what we could do. Make somebody's life miserable. Like street justice. A lot of people call me Mr. Gary.
Mikey says he does whatever it takes, minus physically removing or assaulting suspected squatters. Although he says there's nothing illegal in what he does in removing squatters, his services fall within a gray area.
Why people call you?
So using you as an example, me and Mr. Gary not trying to go back in the streets, we will get jobs and we will get there and people wouldn't let us in that we know for a fact didn't belong there. So after a while, it becomes, we got to pay our bills too. And we kind of got fed up and just started taking the law in our own hands, not knowing it was an actual service that people needed. We just was trying to clean out the houses to do our job.
So these squatters were sitting there interrupting your cash flow and your ability to make money.
We will get at least 20 cleanouts and only could do one. Different areas in Baltimore City, and we couldn't do one. And all these people, like I said, showing fake leases, the owners not knowing who they is, the property managers not knowing who they is. So we just start taking it upon ourselves to do what we could do.
All right, private property rights is the backbone of American capitalism. I know the socialists out there like Zohar Mamdani, they're attacking that, but at a more base level, it's being attacked by these squatters as well. So if you buy land, if you buy a home, pay taxes and hold the title, you own it, period. All right. But over the last few years, these local housing laws and tenant protection mandates have created a massive legal loophole for these squatters. And they've turned into professionals with the help of Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So they print off these fake leases on the internet, set up utilities in their name, and the moment they cross the threshold, they claim tenant status. Now, one easy thing you can do to help prevent this from happening to you is just post a no trespassing sign. Okay. I know it sounds like it's too good to be true, and it won't stop every squatter, but it will stop some of them because you are saying, listen, I own this property. I'm on vacation right now, and I don't expect to see you here when I get back. All right. So the burden of proof in these squatter cases is crazy because it's switched to the actual homeowner. You got to prove that it's your house, which is ridiculous, right? So here we see some pushback from a clearly legal vantage point. Now, this last young man, the squatter king, I wish him all the best. The way the United States is today, now he's performing a valuable service. I would encourage him to just stay on his P's and Q's because the way the United States is today, the law seems like it's more and more predilected to come after the victims, okay, as opposed to those who are perpetrating crime. In this case, grand real estate larceny. And look, at the end of the day, this stuff becomes pervasive enough. I can tell you a lot of people don't invest in Baltimore City because squatting is a major impediment. All right. You don't want to go and buy a property. You got to schedule because you got this bridge loan, right? So you got to be in and out of this property in 3 months. But then you got a squatter in there and you got to take 60 to 90 days to get them out of there. So real estate investors stop buying in areas where this is pervasive. And that hurts the neighborhood. It hurts other homeowners because it reduces the actual value of their property. So mom and pop landlords, who they hold a huge portion of affordable housing units, they get wiped out after one bad squatter and sell off, in some cases, to massive corporations, right? Worse, it penalizes every legitimate renter when landlords have to price in the risk of taking a loss that could, in some cases, equal $20,000 or more. All right. So, legislators, hear me. This is not helping anyone. And look, we live in the greatest country in the world, in the history of the world. But freedom ain't free.